defined
Recording in
technique it is
progress.
using. A robot is designed inside it. That robot, what it is doing, anything you start with angle bracket and a word, it thinks it should have another angle bracket closing. Automatically, a robot it is designed like that. Blindly it is following it. In that case, several editors that you are using, they don't know that some elements don't need end tag. For example, we discussed void elements don't need an end tag. We discussed how many types of elements are there in HTML. How many types of elements are there in HTML? 5 types. What are those 5 types? What are the 5 types of elements? What are the 5 types of elements we are having? What you are doing? Sleeping in class? I asked you a question. You learned it now. How many types of elements are there in class? 5. What are those? Normal elements, void elements, RC data elements, raw text elements, foreign elements. We have 5 types of elements. Remember that? And what is normal element? Normal elements will have a start tag and an end. Void elements, they will not have an end tag. So here what happens is some softwares, they think that every tag requires an end tag. Their robots are designed like that. Then what happens is when I write BR, then they start showing warning. They will say that there is no end tag written here, but we know that it is not having an end tag. But it is showing that end tag is not there. That means it is showing some warning which is not reasonable at all. These are too much irritating for developer because developer knows there is no end tag required, but that editor thinks that it needs an end tag because it doesn't know. Due to that, what happens? It will give unnecessary warnings if end tag is not written. Then what developers started doing? They started writing self-ending tag. Self-ending tag means self-ending tag is nothing but they write BR. When they write BR, that editor is showing warning saying that end tag is not written. Now to tell the editor that this doesn't require end tag, it is self-ending, they put a slash. Then the editor can understand that, okay, it doesn't require an end tag. It is a start and end. But we don't recommend this. This is not recommended. This is not required. But in real-time projects, you will see so many times people writing. If it is not recommended, then why people are writing in real-time projects? Because in their editors, so many warnings are coming because of this. They will put a slash, right? So if anybody asked you in interview, what is difference between BR and BR slash? What is the answer you have to give? There is no BR slash in HTML. BR slash is only developer's way of writing a tag to tell the editor that it is self-ending. It doesn't require an end tag. That means it is just, that means why they write like this? So it is just a notation to refer, to specify that it is a self-ending element and doesn't require end tags actually. That is only the point. And lot of interviews, this question comes for fresher. We have seen in lot of interviews for fresher, they ask this question. What is difference between BR and BR slash, right? And you know the answer now, that there is no BR slash at all. That is the basic point. I hope you understood the first one. So when you are writing anything in a page, what is the problem that you will face? Line breaks problem you will face. How to solve that? You have to use a BR. Next important, after line breaks, we have blank space. blank space. Blank space is defined by using ampersand NBSP semicolon. This is not a tag, it is an entity. We call it as non-breakable space. Breakable space. Non-breakable space. NBSP, ampersand NBSP. Blank space is nothing but, actually what happens is, we have HTML recognizing one character space between characters and words. Between characters and words, HTML can recognize one character space. More than one character space, it will trim, it will remove them. That means, for example, if you are writing like this, suppose I am writing the word HTML. I am writing the word HTML. And see here, for the HTML word, I am adding a line break, a space between H, T, M, L. One character space, it is okay. It will allow that. It will give that one character space between. I am giving 2 character space or 3 character space between these words. And I will save this and refresh, nothing happening. That means by default, 1 character space between words, 1 character space between characters, it is allowed. Anything extra, it will ignore. But we want more space. We want more space. So I want to adjust 1 left, 1 center, 1 right, more space. Then we have to manually add the space. For example, you see here, I will remove all of this. And you can see now normal. 1 space, that is okay. 1 space will come. Additional spaces, you write ampersand NBSP semicolon. That means 1 extra blank space will come. That means 1 more space will come. This is 1 space normal and 1 space additionally you added. You can add any number of spaces, ampersand NBSP semicolon. Another space will come. We can add spaces between characters, between words. We can do that by using blank space. Again, very important. So here, so it is also not recommended. It is also not recommended. What we ask our developers in the modern generation to do is, we will say that with CSS, give the gap. Don't use ampersand NBSP. Because how many you will write like that? I want 10 spaces. You will write 10 ampersand NBSP, time waste. These days we need minification. Minification means code length should be reduced. You can't write lengthy code. So less code, more function. In that case, we avoid using this. This is also not recommended. But when we will use it, when CSS is not possible in a page, there is no styles in a page, then there is no other way. We have to do it by using this technique. If CSS is possible in a page, it is accessible and it is defined, then through CSS only we recommend that. But you should know this point, how we can add line breaks, another one, blank space. This is also an example I will give here. This is just an example for blank space. If you want to add a blank space, it looks like this. All right. This is a line break, blank space. Next important, we have pre-formatted. Pre-formatted content, it is defined by using pre. Pre-formatted content is defined by using pre. Pre-formatted content is defined by using pre. Why you need a pre-formatted content? Let's see. For example, I will show you some websites. I will show you some websites like C programming examples. Okay, so I am showing you some website C programming example. I will show you some websites here. So many are there. So you can see these are programming examples. You see some programs may be there here. Suppose I am opening this, some program may be there. Okay. You see some program may be here. This is some program. We don't care about what is that program. You don't need to worry about that. The concept is I want to print like this. I want to print like this. I want to print like this. That means I want like this. If I want to present like this, let's try writing like this in our page. Let's try writing like this in our page. So I will go here and I will write here a div. In this div, so hello world program. Just I am writing like this. After that, another div. Okay, let's write how they write here. Now here, let's go. Hash, what is it? Include, so stdio.h. If you put an angle bracket with a word, it thinks like it is a tag. Okay, I will delete the end tag. But I want to print only this. It can't print. Why it can't print? Because angle bracket and word means it thinks tag. And it can never print. You can see in the output. Let's open this output. You can see in the output it is not displaying at all. There is no stdio.h at all. That means it is not able to print. Then what we have to do is, we have to print this without angle bracket. I need to present angle bracket. Without writing angle bracket, how you will present angle bracket? We can use symbols, ampersand LT, ampersand LT, less than symbol, semicolon. And you can use ampersand GT. This is greater than symbol. And you can see now it is okay. And observe carefully here. Let's write the rest of the program. That means I'm just using a simple option, like I'm just writing this. Okay, let me close this. Hash include, suppose I said int main. So I'm writing like this. We have a block, some print f. Here I am writing some hello world, something like this. And after that, I return 0, something roughly I return. So we don't care about what is this program and what it all, right? Now don't come up with a question, sir, what is main, what is hash include and all. That is not a concept at all here, right? So the point is, now you return so many lines with a lot of spaces, blocks, but you see in the output, it is going to display everything. In the output, when I run, it is going to display everything in one line. Now I need to present in a program style. Then what to do to present in a program style? So you learnt BR ampersand NBSP. Now what I have to do is, after first line, I need to write BR. After second line, I have to write BR. After third line, I have to write BR. Here I have to use 2 spaces. Ampersand NBSP, ampersand NBSP. Then again, here I need a break. This is nonsense. Lot of time waste. Then simple. What you can do is enclose all this in pre. When you enclose all this in pre, it will display exactly with the same lines and same spaces you have written inside. Same lines, same spaces that you have written inside, pre-formatted. Now, what is the advantage of this? You will see that it is displaying exactly like this. That's what you saw in that website. That means it is displaying the content exactly how you written there. You don't waste time in writing lot of BR and ampersand NBSP, and this is very common these days because these days all online education websites, you have to put lot of programs, content, equations. You are developing a website for a school or college means it's very tough. Websites for school colleges are very tough. Why? Because website for them is okay, but you are designing like online question paper, online like exam, that is difficult, very challenging one, because mathematical equations, scientific equations, how you will write them? How you'll write a square root of 2 plus 1 plus 3? Very difficult. Designing them is challenging for web developers, right? What generally some school colleges will do, they will take a photo of a paper and upload that photo, right? In that photo, handwritten equations, everything will be there. That is not professional. So, and designing such things is very complex. We need lot of techniques to understand. We will see them. So pre-formatted is nothing but how many lines, what spaces you given in that block. It will keep them as it is without writing any BR and ampersand NBS. If you are presenting such content, better use them. You can apply colors effects you want. What you can do, I can write style. In the style, what I can do, wherever pre is there, background color is what they given, black. And I just given color as some white. I given some padding as 5 pixel, and the pre contains like this. That's how they are presenting inside their content. And that is general basic thing. These are very much required while designing such websites. So this is actually called pre-formatted. What is pre-formatted? So it presents the content block exactly with the same line breaks and spaces that are defined in the container. So just you have to define exactly in the same way. This is an example for that. I will copy this example program which I designed. This is for pre. So we have 3 basic things. We have line breaks, we have blank spaces, and we have pre-formatted. Now recently some new concepts are introduced. Instead of means not only just pre, some new concepts like code. For that we have a code element. Code element is there. We have some new concept called variables. Variables are defined by using var. We have some new concept like sample text. So we have like SAMP, sample text. So we have like bigger text. So we have like option like big. So we have like smaller text. So we have like option like small. These were not there earlier. Very recently, these are newly added and very much people use these regularly. And why these are required? Code, so var, samp, big, small like options. Actually, these are all the new semantics. Why code is nothing but actually these are to make robot friendly. These are not just visual, they are to make robot friendly. For example, you are learning various technologies, suppose Java, .NET, PHP, Python, or front-end web development, so many. Do you know you are using Visual Studio Code? I asked you to install Visual Studio Code. Some people say that I am using an iPad or a tab. I want to practice whatever I am learning here. Then can I install Visual Studio Code in iPad or tab like devices. You can't install, but you can have it. You can't install Visual Studio Code in that, but you can use a Visual Studio Code in a tab and practice your programs. How it is possible? These days we are developing special applications called, PWA. We call them progressive web applications. This is the modern generation applications. Now in the current generation, most trending are two things very much trending. One is SPA, which are single page applications. So we have PWA, progressive web applications. These two are currently trending. People learn React, Angular, Vue like technologies for developing these. Single page applications, progressive web application. Currently the future is that. Suppose in your mobile, whatever apps you are using, all are these. In your mobile, whatever apps you are using, all OTTs and everything, they are single page and progressive. So in this generation, internet is completely with these apps only. And for them, we need advanced technologies along with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You need React, Angular, and all such things. Now, these days, everything become very simple with a technology called cloud. That means you don't need anything to purchase, invest physically. You can have everything online. For example, I will show you, if you don't have Visual Studio installed, you see actually Visual Studio Code Online. There is Visual Studio Code Online. You can see this is Visual Studio Code Online. Where is this? This is searching online. One link is there. This is Visual Studio Code Online. This is Visual Studio Code Online. You can see, you can visit one website, vscode.dev. And when you visit this website, this is the website, vscode.dev. You open this, then you see Visual Studio Code is there inside browser. Inside browser, you have VS Code. You can see that is completely there. You don't need to download anything, install anything. You can just practice here. You can create your project. You can add files. But what they do is they can't give you more space for saving and later recovering those files. So you can practice daily example here without saving them. You can test them. You can run them. You can do everything like that. These kind of applications are very much trending now. Java, .NET, anybody can write programs. You know, there are code playgrounds. Code playgrounds means, for example, you learned a software technology and you want to go to interviews in MNCs. And you want to practice all the programs what are asked in MNCs. How people ask questions in MNCs. Programs. Otherwise, you can't crack interview in MNCs. MNC interviews are very tough. Because in those interviews, lot of logical skills are tested. People who are attending MNC interviews first need to be very well prepared with all logical programming, then attend those interviews. And for that online, there are so many softwares. For example, there are some popular like CodeChef. CodeChef, yeah. CodeChef is there. This is one popular. This is CodeChef. Like that, hundreds are there. We call them as code playgrounds. We call them as code playgrounds. Any software initial learner developer related to various technologies knows this all. We have hackathons, CodeChef like things. Actually, what happens is, you see in this, you select here, you click on here, learn, practice, compete. Options are there. I will say practice. Okay. When I say practice, it is going to ask the difficulty level. Basic programming, arrays, different topics are there. These are all computer programming topics. You select one topic. I want arrays. Arrays related some programs they will give. and you open that program, they will give you the explanation about that program. They will say that this is the problem you have to solve. You have to read the problem, understood? And you have to write the program for that. Now the question is, in which technology I can write the program? Whatever technology you know. You know C, you know C++, you know Java, you know .NET. In what technology you learned, in the technology write the program. And you see they give a choice here. And what is the choice? I click here. I can select any technology I want. You can write in C++, you can write in Python, you can write in Java, you can write in Node.js, C#, C, anything. Whatever programming technologies are there in the world, everything is possible. Now the point here is how they designed like this. That means how they designed that user can choose which language he want. According to that language, the program will come. Here you can write the program, compile it, run it, and see output. This is challenging. And remember, this website I am showing now, in this website, how questions are asked. In the same way, in MNCs, questions are asked. That is the reason. So Java, .NET like people, they can't crack interviews at MNC level with what they have learned in just colleges and all. Impossible. Because questions levels are very high. Logically, technically, they need to be very strong. And here you solve two problems and come tomorrow and tell me that I solved. Right? If you learned any technology already earlier, so try solving one or two problems in this and come tomorrow and tell me that I solved. Then I will guarantee that you will get a job immediately. It's not so easy. Right? Why? Because these levels of programming are very complex. This is how MNCs conduct interview. Do you know when you go to MNCs, they have their own coding platform. They will say that open that site. You open that site. They will say that read the problem and solve the problem, write the program and send us. That's how MNCs do now. These days they are doing like that. So that means you need to be, that's the reason people purchase this. I am showing you free now. Many people purchase this and they practice all the codings. And once they practice, they are perfect with all these. Now they can attend interviews. And guarantee, if you practice all these programs, 100% you are going to crack interview. Any technology interviewer you are going to crack if you practice the programs given here. Here actually hackathons will happen. Hackathons means what? So you can even compete. That means like tournaments, coding tournaments. That means they will give you problems, you solve them, they will give you money for that. Problems you solve, they will give you money, prize. So money for programs. This is all happening in the current generation. Now why we are discussing this? Because how these are designed. In a browser, any software program is working. That is challenging one. That means robots need to easily understand what you written. It should able to compile, process. For that, old HTML is not enough. Browsers can't understand clearly. They have invented some new features. For example, those are the new features I am showing you now actually. This is actually the new features like code. What code element tells? It tells that this area is not normal text, some computer program. It may be any program, Java or .NET or C or C++, any program. Robots can now understand that the content in this area is not normal text. It is some code. Code means it is something to compile or process. To make them understand, we use this. So that means what is the correct way here? You written pre, okay, that is fine. But if you write pre, now robot doesn't think that it is a computer program. Robot thinks that it is an ordinary text presented like this. You have to tell the robots that it is a computer program. Then what you have to do? You have to put this along with pre, you have to put code also here. Now robot can understand that, okay, this is a computer program now. It can try compiling, processing with some software tools they set up. This is what new generation have to learn. That's the reason majority people who already learned HTML, they don't know that there is code or variable like options. People don't know because every website doesn't need them. Only in rare few type of coding sites only these kind of techniques are used. That's the reason if any of your friend learned HTML already, he knows HTML. If you ask them, do you know code? Do you know variable? Do you know SAMP text? Nobody knows, majority. Several people don't know. They just know heading, paragraphs, all these such things. But these are all new elements. You don't need every time, but you should know that they are there. Because we need them in designing such coding environments, platforms. For that, we have to use which option? We have to use what? Code. Code is element. It is for displaying code blocks. It is for displaying code block. And what is var? Var is for, it is for variables. Variables in programming. Variables in programming. Actually, variables are used for storing data. Right? For example, later I will show you. So temporarily, let me keep one more here. Suppose I am giving here, so char, suppose I am defining some option like John, something like this. Actually, this is, so char some name is equal to John, something like this. Now, actually, this is a variable. Name is a variable which stores some value. Suppose I return like some int x is equal to 10. That means x is a variable which holds 10. Now, a computer program should understand that this is a variable where the value is stored. Then in web presentation, in general programming, they don't need. In presentations, what we need to keep this x in var, that is variable. Then those robots understand that, okay, x is one variable. And you can see here in the output, x looks little different from other characters. Slightly italic, slanted. We can put different symbols. For example, what we do, wherever style is there, wherever var comes, color, we will put as gray, or we will say red color for variables. It will be like this. That means we can put different colors. Suppose I said yellow color for variable, and you can see like this. Right? You have seen that coding platform. If you have seen the coding platform, they have used blue color for certain things. They used some red color for certain things so that they can easily track them. This is important. So every website doesn't need this, but such coding websites need these options. Another SAMP is nothing but it is used for comments in program. In a program, some comments we do, those comments we write in SAMP. For example, actually, I am removing this hello world program. Here, what I am doing is, here in the div, I am writing here SAMP. SAMP means sample text. Here I am writing, so this is nothing but, so a C program to print hello world, something like this. That is a simple description about it. That means you see sample text, so you see a C program to print hello world. That means its appearance is little different. You can see the color, the font, the style. For example, I can even put this inside the pre area. Inside the pre area, it looks like this. And for wherever SAMP is there, SAMP, and what we will do, we will put color as gray. That means it is going to display like this. That is a sample program. These are different ways of presenting. That means some comments, some variables, some coding blocks, some pre-formatted. And Why several HTML people don't know all these? Because these are not used everywhere. That's the reason majority people ignore this. They will say that these are not required for you. Why? Because these are required only for developers who are building such coding platforms and all. Normal websites, suppose I am designing a shopping site or something, why I need variables and all this? I never need them, right? But these days, all technical things are happening in websites. Then you need to design lot of technical things for developers in online. And that is what we can do. That is the combination here. So I will copy this example. This is some sample text. Similarly, we have the options like big and we have small. Actually, big, small is nothing but, suppose we are displaying some text. So I'm displaying some text here. I'm displaying, this is normal. And I use the word big. So this is like big. And I'm using like, we have like small. This is like small. This is like small. Actually, these are also normal new concepts here. You see normal and big looks little big and small looks little small than normal. Font size variations will come. Actually, we have to apply by using font. Actually, font size and all these. Instead of that new version, what they have done, a single tag they introduced. Smaller text, put small. Larger text, put big, right? We can just handle that by using big and small. We can do that. Earlier, what we have to do, lot of things we have to write manually. How do we write manually? For example, if I have to put this small, then I have to write like a font that write like size is equal to 3 or 2 like this. Then it becomes small. Instead of wasting time in this, just what you have to do. So you have to just use the word what small. Automatically it will get and it will display. So the big is bigger, small is smaller, like content we can display. This is nothing but, so it is, it sets large font size, and small, it sets small font size. That's default. So many new elements are there. You have a code element, you have variable, you have sample text, you have big and small. Another important, which one? Address. Already I showed you. We also have address. Address already I told you. Address is defined by using address. Address is defined by using what? It is defined by using address element. Address. Already I showed you this in Flipkart footer like designs I told you. That means it is used to make contact details SEO, search engine optimized. So if you don't write in address, you can write in a div also. But when you write in address, it becomes more friendly. Search engines can easily understand your contact. I showed this already in footer. In footer example, whenever you want to display address, you can just put that in address block. Address. So this is another important. I hope you are clear with this. So what are the basic semantic and entities you have here? What are the semantics? How to get a line break? By using BR. How to get blank space? Ampersand NBSP. How to keep the content with same line breaks and spaces as defined in editor? By using pre. And how you can display coding section, how you can display variables, how you can display sample text, how you can display bigger and smaller text, right? For that, you need all these options, right? Next important, so we need to understand about another option, font styles, font actually is nothing but, this is a font. It is used to set face, size and color. If you want to change character appearance, then you can define by using face, size, and color. It has three options: font face, font size, and font color. That means you can write like this. Character appearance, you can change by using like this. What is that? Font. And font have option like face, font have option like size, and it have a color. Your text you can define and you can apply. So this is font. Now what is face? This is important. Actually, face is nothing but it defines font family name. It defines font family name. So size is nothing but size defines size from 1 to 7. It defines size from 1 to 7 levels. Another one, color is nothing but it defines text color. Text color you can define by using font. Let's see. So what is that option here? For example, we want to display some content. Let's keep that content. I am trying here some content to display. Remove this. Yeah. I'm writing here. So HTML, and I will just put a BR, and it is a markup language. Okay. I want to change the font style of this HTML word. Already we were doing that by using font family. In CSS, I showed you how to set that. Actually, here you can write like this. This character I am enclosing in font. Okay. Now, after that, font can have first face. Font face, the font face name. I told you font faces you can get from control panel. Go to your control panel. In control panel, you will see all the font names. You can apply them. So, for example, there is a font face we saw. What is it? Joker man. That is the font face. You see, it looks like this. So I written here for the next line, this line, I written font, and I am writing here font face as what? Arial. And you can see the Arial. I am writing some font space like brush script empty, and it will be like this. We can apply different font faces. Already you know where to look at font faces. You open control panel. In your control panel, now you can see there is a fonts category. Open that fonts category. You will see this is the fonts category. And in that fonts category, you can see all those different font family names. You can just use these names. So you can just use these names. And remember, this is depending on where you apply, where you start, where you end, that depends on that. Suppose I am writing Algerian. I am writing here as Algerian. It will display like this. Now, as I told you, it is only where you end. Suppose I end this font after this H, it will be only for that H. Only for that H. For that TML, I can write another font, and here I can say face is equal to some brush script empty like this. It will have a different font, right? So you can use different options. Suppose I said some Joker man, like it will display like this. Every character, that means now this font I ended after T, then only that will be displayed. That means you can apply for single word, sentence, paragraph, or character. Where you end, that depends. You end after paragraph, it will apply to entire paragraph, right? So we have two options. What is that? One is font face. Another one, we can put a color. Color is some red, and it will display that red. For the second one, we put color. So the color is some blue, then it will put some blue. So suppose for this, I put here as color. So I said color as green and it will keep the color green. You can use hexa codes. In HTML, we can define color name, color shade name, and hexa code. So this is color. Another option is size. Actually, original size is this. Original size is this. Very small. This is 100% size, correct size this is. That means when you print, it will come that size. I am increasing the zoom percent, I am showing you from near, right? But actual original size is this one. Then if I print also, this size will come. Then how to increase the size? You can do font size. You can set size is equal to, you can set maximum how many? 7. 7, I given 7, then it is large. That is the large size you are having. You don't have more than that. Suppose I said 8, then there will be no change. I said 10, then there will be no change. I said 30 or 40, no change. 7 is the maximum. Even you give any number, maximum it will keep how much? 7. That means you can give the font size up to 7 levels. Gradually, it may be increasing and decreasing, right? You can say size. Size is equal to, that means font size. Yeah. Size is equal to some 4. That means it will adjust the size. Just for showing you from near, I am increasing the zoom. The font size can be defined like this. Every character can be defined with different size. That means for this, I am giving size as 5. And you can see its size increases. Different characters, different size, different colors. So font have 3 options. What are those? Font face, font size, and font color. For example, how you define font face is some Arial, font size is some 5, font color is some red. And remember, so here important, so the default size is 3. That means if you put font size 3, you will not see any difference. Why? Because by default, every font size will be how much? 3. That's the reason. Now don't come with a complaint that, sir, I set font size 3, nothing is working. Right? If you set font size 3, nothing will work because by default, its size is how much? 3. You can see the difference in 2, 1. You can see the difference in 4, 5, 6, 7. You will not see any difference in 3 because by default it is 3. By default, what the font size you see is how much? 3. Right? So now here in interviews, one question is regularly asked in interviews. The question is, what are web safe font? In interviews, this is a very popular question, even for experienced people. Even for experienced people, this question is regularly asked in interview. What are web safe fonts? Web safe fonts means actual point is simple. Suppose I am writing here a font name called Joker Man. How you know this name? How you know this name Joker Man? You went to control panel and in that font you saw some name and you applied that name. That means you saw in your computer control panel some font and you are applying. How you guarantee that the font will be there in others' computers also? How you will guarantee that that font will be in others' computers also? There can font may not be there in other computers. For example, you go to DTP operator's computer, people who prepare banners, pamphlets and all, you will see thousands of fonts, different fonts. They purchase fonts. Do you know DTP operators, Photoshop people, they purchase fonts and install those fonts in their computer because to create different banners, catalogs, pamphlets, they need some additional fonts. They purchase and install those fonts. Now you are using some fonts that are there in your PC. How these fonts will work in other people's have? That is the question actually. What is web safe font means? Web safe font means, are these fonts safe and they are applicable to everybody's computer? Whatever font you are writing, everybody will not come on your computer and see website. Na? They open the website on their computer. Then how they can see that font? So that means the question, what this question means, what are the fonts that guaranteed to run everywhere? So web safe fonts are nothing but actually what are web safe fonts means? So web safe fonts refer to the font family which are available to all devices. Everywhere they will be available. So, but other fonts are not available. And what are those web safe fonts? That means, suppose I used Jokerman as font. And in others' computer, there is no Jokerman font in their computer. Then how it will display? Will it display or not? It will display the text, but it cannot display in the same font. Then which font it will use? Actually, it can use three fonts. We call them as sans serif. We have serif and we have monospace. These are called web safe fonts. Remember these words, because out of 199 interviews will ask this question for fresher. What are web safe fonts? Web safe fonts means the fonts which can run on every device, which are available on every device. And what are those? Serif, sans serif, monospace. Even a smartwatch also will have that font. That is monospace. Monospace is the font. Even a digital watch also will have a font called monospace. You see kids' watches. Small digital screen with the number time displayed. That is monospace. That means even a device, an electronic device, like you see refrigerator, microwaves, washing machines, they are all using monospace. The font used in them is monospace. That is the font. That means even those devices have monospace. That means if any font is not working, finally one font will be working. What is that? Monospace. That means if you write some font, first it will take serif, sans serif. If serif, sans serif are not there, then it will use monospace. Remember, you cannot ask a question like if monospace not there. Why? Because it is a font which is in devices which cannot be even removed also. You can't delete that font. So some fonts are such way that they cannot be removed from any device. They will permanently be in that device. They are read-only. Right? That means if you used some special type of fonts and they are not working on others' computers, into which format they will transform? They will transform into this, right? These are the options for that. This is one example. Let me copy this body example here. So I hope you are clear. Font have how many options? 3. Font face, font size, another one font color. And what are web safe fonts? Sans serif, serif and monospace. Why they are called web safe fonts? Because these are the fonts available on all device. If any font is specialized and it is not available on devices, they transform into serif, sans serif or monospace, right? That is about the font, how you can change here. Next, if you know the font, next option, we have like font styles. Font styles, we have two things. We have B for bold and strong. This is also bold. We have I for italic And we have EM. This is emphasized. This is emphasized. This is also italic. It is called emphasize. Emphasize. These are called font styles. So we have font styles, two important font styles, BI, bold and italic. And bold and italic can be defined using strong and EM also. Strong and EM, both are same. Then obviously in interviews, they ask the question. The question is, what is difference? What is difference? Difference between V and strong, because both are same. Both look same. For example, I am writing like this. You see, I am writing some sentence here. I am writing the sentence. So the style bold, B, bold, is same as strong. Strong, I am giving the word here also bold, right? Now you can see same as the word, I will just give strong, okay, strong. And you can see that. So you can see here, you can see both are same. Then why you have two options for same thing? I write B, it is bold. I write strong, that is also bold. Why you have two then for same thing? Suppose I write I, then it will be italic. You see italic. I write here as EM also italic. You see it is also italic. Then what is difference? That's an obvious question. What is difference between bold and strong? Right? What is difference between bold and strong? Actually, I will explain a simple point. So the answer for this is P is used in design and strong. It's not string, strong. Strong, yeah. Strong is used in review. That is important. Design and review, two options are present. So what is difference between design and review? I will tell you. One simple point I will show. Actually, suppose we have some software like MS Word. There is a software like MS Word. And in this, I typed something like, so HTML, it is a markup language. It is a markup language. So it is used for presentation like this. Now, I am using a software called MS Word. In that, I written some content. So I prepared a document. I saved this and went away. Somebody opened my document and made some changes in that. Is there any possibility to know where he made changes? You designed a document, in that 100 pages are there. You saved it and went away. Somebody opened the document. Somewhere they made changes in the document and went away. Now you came back. Now, can you know where they made the changes? We can. What do you think? You know MS Word? Huh? After all, you know only 1% of MS Word or Excel. 1% only. Do you know, if I ask you a question, we have a software like Excel, MS Excel, right? Do you know this is MS Excel? If I ask you, how many days it will take for me to learn MS Excel? How to use this MS Excel? How many days it may take? 10 days, 1 month? You know, there is 4 years diploma in Excel. After all, in 10 days, what you will know? There is 4 years diploma in Excel. In software companies, we have Excel DBA software engineers. Excel DBA software engineers. Their pay scale starts with 20 lakh per annum. Do you know they do Excel? Finance management. It's a very huge software. What do you think about it? What do you think about Excel, Word? These are very simple softwares. Huh? You know just for letter drafting and all. Right? You see, actually, this is Excel now. You see, I will open. There is a coding for Excel. You know, this is the coding for Excel. This is Excel code. We write programming. It uses a language called VB, Visual Basic. Right? So that means you know very limited about these softwares. Maximum you know 1-2% only about these softwares. They are very huge things. Finance management. Suppose you see actually in software companies, you see this is Naukri site, Excel DBA, VBA developer. You see Excel VBA developers will be there. These are Excel VBA developers in software companies. Excel VBA developers. Software developers actually these are Excel VBA developers. See, so many job requirements they are giving here. So many leading MS Excel software developers. You see, so many are there. These are all Excel DBA specialists. In software companies, we need these people to handle certain finance management tools. You see here, these are all Excel DBA specialist roles. Right? What they have to do is in Excel, they have to do lot of programming. Banking applications, finance management applications, they use lot of Excel. They create lot of complicated structures, right? Actually, you have seen this. For example, you see, I will show you one small one, right? Suppose you are creating a new and you see there is a loan template. This is a loan template. Loan template designed in Excel. Now here I am entering how much loan amount. That means I am entering how much loan amount. Loan amount is some 10 lakhs. I entered some 10 lakhs loan amount. Interest rate, how much? Some 14.3 interest rate. How many years loan payment? That means some 5 years loan payment. Number of payments per year, how many? 12. Loan start date. So loan start date is some today. And enter automatically how much they need to pay every month until last year. Everything is calculated and shown here. A table is generated. Payment begin date, payment end date, interest rate. What do you think? This is general software. So means behind this, how much program is written to calculate all these and design. This is huge. Right? After all, you may be thinking Excel means 4 rows, 5 columns, write something, my marks, my total, print. Right? These are all business softwares. And do you know you are getting a free MS Office in your computers when you purchase? People purchase MS Office. 8,000 its cost minimum. People purchase MS Office for companies because they need all features to utilize. Why I am explaining this? Because Excel, MS Word, PowerPoint, these are documentations. Our HTML also documentation. In documentation, 2 phases will be there. Design phase, review phase. Design phase means you create and go. Review phase means somebody will come and verify. And while verifying, if he found any corrections, those corrections, how he will suggest to you. For that, he have some code. That only verification people use that code. Designing people don't use that code. That means, what is the point here? See, in this MS Word software, there is an option, review menu is there. Go to review menu and changes, then what happens? If anybody deleted some content, it will not delete. It will just put a strikeout. If anybody typed something, so it is used for web presentation, it will put underline. Now tell me, what is the meaning of underline? Here, currently document is in which mode? Review mode. Review mode means somebody is changing. Now underline means, in review mode, underline means, tell me. What you understood? In review mode, underline means what? Underline means what? Some new content is inserted. Am I right? Huh? Strikeout means something is deleted. Something is deleted. That means now you see here, observe carefully. I am writing here. I am writing here. INS. INS means what? Inserted. Inserted means it will put here. So let's see the output here. Inserted means what happens is, you can see, inserted means it will put underline. Actually, what we know is, generally, we know that to put underline, we need a U. U for what? Underline. U for underline. But INS is also underline. Now tell me, what is difference? INS is used while reviewing a document, and U is used while designing a document. Now the question is, finally, what should be there? U or INS? You cannot have INS. You should have U only. Why? Because somebody reviewed, they highlighted, and they said that do this and went away. You will keep it like that? We will not keep it like that. We will remove that and we will add the design. That means somebody made corrections. And what you have to do, you have to correct them and save them. Whatever he done in corrections, you should not leave them like that. You have to change them to design. That means in review mode, he will say that this is inserted, this is deleted. So in design mode, we should not do that. That means now what happens here? You know, after anybody make changes, you can go accept, reject changes. I will go to reject changes and say reject all changes. It will go. If anybody made any change in your document, it's your wish. You can accept or reject. Right? Now the point here is, the same rule is followed here. When we have to use B, when you want to highlight, when you have to use strong, when you are reviewing and anything is missing, you want to highlight and tell the developer that please do this, then again you should not use B for highlighting, because you are reviewing. Instead of B, which one you have to use? Strong. Now what your developer will see, he will see that you applied strong. That means it need to be highlighted. He will remove that strong and he will put B. So finally, you should have only B or I. But in reviews, they can use strong and italic. Strong and EM. EM is what? Emphasize. So if anybody asks what is difference, one set is used in designing, another set is used in reviewing. Majority of situations, you are not the person who review. Because review means majority team leads, project leads, they will do that. For that situation, they need these new elements, right? You as designer, you don't need them. You just need bold and italic. So what is font styles available? We have bold and italic. Similarly, font effects also same. That's what I just showed you. Font effects means what? Font effect is nothing but U. U means what? Underline. In another way, how you will get underline? In another way, how you will get underline? INS. INS means underline. INS is also what? INS means what? Inserted. Inserted. It is same as what? Underline. For example, you have strike. This strike is for which purpose? Strikeout. Strikeout. Strikeout can be used as del also. Del means what? Delete. That means to get underline, you can use U or you can use INS. But which one is preferred? U. Who will use INS? People who are reviewing your document. Similarly, strikeout and del both are used in the same way, but you have to use strike. Del who will use who are reviewing. So forget about strong EM and del INS. That is not your concept if you are a fresher. But at experience level, you need them because fresher never uses them. Fresher uses only bold, uses italic, uses strikeout, uses underline. These are the basic font effects. What is difference between them is important. Understood? Right. So we have review mode, we have design. Right. This is a simple screen for that understanding. Now, by using all these, we will try to create one example that we will see tomorrow. Right. By using all these, tomorrow we will design this screen. You see Flipkart or Amazon. Suppose I open any mobiles related content. You see this screen we will try to design. That means we will try to create this screen now. In this, all font effects and everything will be there. That means now tomorrow's target is creating this screen. That means we can put the content, the alignments, image also we will see how to keep. Now, if you can do this, that means now you are good with font, styles, effects and all, because here everything is there now. That means here we are having bold, italic, underline, strikeout, all options are available here. Now we will learn how to create this design that we'll see in tomorrow's session. That is our tomorrow's task. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue with that. Okay. Right. First you practice them. Any doubts? Tomorrow we will take. Okay. Right.